What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for a new Madden 25 rebuild with the Philadelphia Eagles, where over the next 5 seasons, we're going to go through the challenge of trying to win another Super Bowl for my beloved Philadelphia Eagles. And you might look at the ratings, you might look at the rankings and say, challenge? It should be a cakewalk to win a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Well, in this rebuild, if we lose a game, we have to trade a player. The position will be decided by a wheel spin, but everything is up from grabs. From Jalen Hurts to Saquon Barkley to Lane Johnson to the freaking punter. So for the challenge of where pink slips come in, say if we lose to the Chicago Bears, we hit the wheel spin and it rolls on a running back. That means the Chicago Bears get to poach Saquon Barkley. The challenge is that we're not making it a fair trade. We are not getting like value. We are not trying to maximize what we could get for the Chicago Bears for Saquon Barkley. We have to trade him for their lowest rated pick. So I think for this series kind of accomplishes 2 goals. One, as I stated, is the teams that don't need rebuilds. The teams that don't need traditional rebuilds. We got to build through the draft, find a franchise quarterback, build the trenches, and grind your way to a Super Bowl. What do you do with them? The Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bills, the Eagles, the Lions. These teams don't need rebuilds, but you want to make content. I want to make content for fans of those teams. So I feel like having an L, costing us a player, but not necessarily like a gigantic downgrade. I think a lot of cases it will be a downgrade, but in some cases, like the Saquon and bringing the Jamar Chase, kind of a lateral move, but it's just going to make things a lot more interesting and gives us the added challenge that we don't have with these super teams. And 2, it's kind of pink slips adjacent. You know, pink slips, win a game, win a player, lose a game, lose a player. I am working on a pink slip series, but still need a little bit of legwork to get that to where I want to start recording it and uploading videos on it. So I think like for the time being, this gives us a little bit of that sample of a pink slip type content, and it will hold us over until I get the series ready to go. At the end of the day, what better team to start with than the Philadelphia Eagles? My beloved Philadelphia Eagles, a super team that is ready to go win a Super Bowl. However, if we lose, there's a great chance that I'm losing one of my favorite players, and it's going to eat at my soul. Having to trade Saquon Barkley, or A.J. Brown, or Lane Johnson, or Jordan Mailata, or Jalen Carter. Oh, Zach Bond, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. I guess the last little piece of housekeeping is just for this rebuild, I'm going to be using the Madden generated draft classes. Ultimately, this is because I can dominate those ones. I could draft 10 times better in these classes than a custom user one that we use for our realistic rebuilds. Also, I don't really want to be using the realistic rebuild targets and players in non-realistic rebuild formats. Like, I don't want people that have been waiting for me to do a Travis Hunter video to finally see me use Travis Hunter in something like this, which is kind of its own little thing. So that is why we're doing that, because it seems like a lot of these potential trade scenarios are going to involve high draft picks. I want those high draft picks to be getting me some studs, and I can find me some studs in these Madden generated classes. Wouldn't it be fitting, as we close out the 2024 regular season, meaningless game against the Giants, for the Eagles to find a way to freaking lose and start a run, which we have absolutely every bit of faith that we can go on and win a Super Bowl, and start it by like, oh, we're going to lose to the Giants and then freaking lose Jalen Hurts or something. Nice. Luckily able to win that game because, let's be honest, it's the Eagles versus the Giants, and to play it safe, we made sure that we were starting our studs. 3 touchdowns. Saquon, unfortunately, did not break the record, but we got after Drew Lock. We got a couple picks to round things out. All right, we got the first round of the playoffs, and playoff losses count the same as regular season losses. So if the Commanders can end our Super Bowl dreams, they're also likely going to cost us one of our superstar talents, and we go into the offseason hurting in more than one way. And I hope in real life this is how it plays out. It seems like right now, as an Eagle fan, Green Bay or Washington are going to be our opponent in the wild card round. And after splitting the regular season with the Commanders, I really want that 3rd game. Really, really want it. Now, from what I can tell, Commander fans want nothing to do with the Eagles. But after that loss against the Commanders, where we got the big lead, looked like Philly was going to put 50 points on them. Commanders, after 5 turnovers on the day, were still able to find a way to win in the end. Crazy game, right? If you're listening to the Commander side of things, just something weird happened where I think like Jalen Hurts got knocked out of the goddamn game like 5 minutes in. No one wants to talk about that. It's what happens when the Eagles. You're so good that teams, like, who cares you lost your starting quarterback, right? Like, I'm sure no one would bring that up if Josh Allen got hurt for a Bills loss or Patrick Mahomes got hurt for a Chiefs loss, right? No one would bring that up. I really want the rubber match against the Commanders. So, really cool to win this game, but it would be double lame to lose it, because that means the Commanders end our season and likely cost us one of our best players. Well, that game was close. 31-14, Philadelphia knock off the Washington Commanders in a game where, hey, JDS played all right, but at the end of the day, there is a food chain to the NFC, and the Commanders are nowhere near the top of that. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings, and now that we're getting to the division round, I was thinking just waiting for the NFC Championship game to do this, but let's hop in and we'll just watch it from the play of the moment so that we can see, in real time, if our season's going to come to a crippling end and if we're going to lose a player. Now, the Vikings, one of the best stories in the NFL. I can't lie. Phillies in the last couple of years, been a little bit of hostility between Vikings and Eagles fans. But I have to say, as someone watching from afar, hell of a story. Rooting for you every week that you're not playing us. And I think they're going to be incredibly hard done by if they can't get that 1 seed from the Detroit Lions to go with, what are they going to end up with, 3 losses, and still not get a bye. Absolutely brutal. But look at this, 7-7. And Sam Darnold got them boys driving. Jalen Hurts with 1:14. Do you want to make the NFC Championship game? Do you also want to make sure someone's not cleaning out their locker? 4th down. Oh, Jalen Hurts! Oh, clutch. Jalen Hurts, absolute dog. Now, if we win a Super Bowl this year, obviously we're gonna go another year. This won't officially count. But man, oh man. Look at this. And it's Jahan Dotson with 1 second left on the clock. 51-yard touchdown. I'd take that in real life. 2 touchdowns from Jahan Dotson. Huh? And with the Super Bowl on the line, the 14-3 Philadelphia Eagles against the 12-5 Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, who their kind of story this whole season is that they're a good team, but they can't beat good teams. Got hot. They've gone on a playoff run. And let's see if they can avenge their loss, which happened week 1, where Philly beat the brakes off them in Brazil. Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, very similar quarterbacks. I think they're quarterbacks that both need to get into a rhythm. And when both are locked in, they are very, very good. However, both of them aren't locked in. Things do not go well. And I think that's kind of the difference between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers, is if Jalen Hurts is cold, Philly still has enough talent and other ways to win that we can win. I think that if Jordan Love goes cold, you have Josh Jacobs, who's a beast, but I don't know if you have the defense or the offensive line to kind of compensate for your quarterback not playing particularly well. But we are very similar to the Vikings game. Low-scoring matchup into the second half. Green Bay gets a lead. We are pulling. We tied up at 14. Green Bay going on a drive here. 3rd down. They get it on 3rd down. Touchdown. 1:49. Can Jalen Hurts find some more magic? Oh, touchdown. We are going to overtime. And these are playoff overtime rules. Oh, no. We're going to the Super Bowl. Not only we don't need to kick the field goal, we just need a field goal to win. Stopping the Green Bay Packers on their opening drive in overtime. Now we're actually going to do it the right way. And we're going to go score a freaking touchdown. And Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the Philadelphia Eagles. The stakes have never been higher. It's not just a Super Bowl. It is a Super Bowl and not losing any of our players. 2 touchdowns, 200 yards for Jalen Hurts. And when we got to overtime, it is Devontae Smith with 11 seconds to go to send it to overtime. And then Devontae Smith again to win it in overtime. And the Philadelphia Eagles are heading to the Super Bowl. But who will be our opponent from the AFC side? Are the Texans even still in the playoffs right now? Because I took a peek. Look at the AFC Championship game. 58-52. The Texans in a double overtime thriller. It is a 6-touchdown performance by C.J. Stroud. What are we walking into? This Texans team, hat trick. They got a healthy Stephon Diggs. He went down to Mexico to get his ACL cleaned up a little bit. Okay. So yeah, this year 1 of 5 of a 5-year rebuild. It won't really count if we win the Super Bowl as our end goal of winning a Super Bowl. But it'd be nice to get gives us a whole lot of momentum before the chaos ensues next season, because there's no way we're going 17-0. We are going to lose at some point, and it feels very much like a snowball effect. As soon as you lose one, your team's not going to be stronger that next week, and then you can start losing a couple, and then the rails can absolutely come off, especially if he's like the same position. Like, we roll and we lose left tackle, right tackle, center. That's going to destroy our whole operation of success here in Philadelphia. But it starts here with the Super Bowl, where the odds have never been more. Win the Super Bowl, awesome. Lose the Super Bowl, lose a player. And we are starting Houston, who are off almost a 60-point performance. They score first. We have to settle for a field goal. And the Eagles' offense starting a little slow here. But we're able to tie this one up at 10, and we go in square. One thing I have noticed is that this should play well into our hands because Houston wants to play this into a shootout. We're going to keep it low scoring as much as we can. Value the field goals. And we have 20-10. Houston gets a field goal, cuts it to 7. Oh, they're going for it on 4th down. After an interception by Jimmy Ward. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'd hate to do this to D'Amico Ryans. If I'm looking at all the head coaches in the NFL, he's probably my favorite head coach. Okay, I've told the story multiple times. Gone to a couple Eagles games in my life. They've never won while I've been in attendance. So I have to kind of look for moments that make me feel good about my experience going to Link. And one was against Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys, showing my age. D'Amico Ryans had an interception, and that was probably the most hype that I've been in a minute. That being said, perfect way to start our little series here. No else. We got a Super Bowl. We're at the highs of highs, and we're going to go into next season trying to defend the second ever Super Bowl in Philadelphia Eagles history with the challenge of if we lose a game, we're losing a player. Now, we honestly look through the stats, just to throw it out there, I think Nolan Smith gets himself a Super Bowl MVP here. And even though we won the Super Bowl, we're getting a taste of the challenge that we're going to have over the next 4 seasons as we lose some players. As Brandon Graham retires after 15 years, and Slay, our corner 1, retires after 12. So with the salary cap turned off, I feel like the balance here is we can re-sign our own players because they're kind of a part of this challenge, but I'm not going to be able to hit the open market and bring in some guys from the outside. That being said, we were unable to re-sign Milton Williams, so best of luck with the Bucs. Could just bring back Hassan Riddick. Oh, no, we're going to abide by the rules because what's life without rules? So look at how we're going to want to build our team through the draft, which is going to be the only way we can really build our team and add. It's going to be impossible to prepare for the wheel because it's going to be randomized. So I think we still treat it like a rebuild. You look to add depth, and I think we need depth at tackle because we don't have a Lane Johnson successor on the roster unless, we really want to, kick Mekhi Becton back out to tackle, which is always an option. So I'd say tackle is of need on the defense. Unable to re-sign Milton Williams, so we are a little bit short there on that defensive front. Could continue to add some pieces to the secondary with the retirement of Slay as well. But with all of our needs, I think the value here could potentially just be sitting at corner. We have Trey Dunn, 4 Bs across the board, 6'3", and he ran a 4.4. Now, how much value should we put on a nickel? That's valid because I think Chauncey Gardner-Johnson could potentially play nickel. I had a couple targets that I really wanted to look at as far as potentially becoming that 3-4 defensive end after losing Milton Williams. I think Darius Thomas here out of Florida fits that bill a little bit. Beef, finesse, boost, C power. Very well rounded. And the fact that you're also getting a guy that was running a 4.7 at 6'6", 320. I think that's got to have to be the guy. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Number 7 in true value. Usually these guys don't have depth traits. We do get the depth trait. And this guy is an absolute monster. Next up, I want to look for linemen. What we're looking for is anybody. Honestly, the first thing, like if I'm blind picking like this, does anybody have an A? A in pass block, A in run block. At least if you have that, you're probably like, look at this. We got 2 centers. Now, unfortunately, both these guys absolutely won't be able to play tackle, which is what we need. We got Brooks here, has an A in pass block, and he's 6'5". Perry has an A in pass block, and A in pass block footwork. Don't think you can go wrong with either one of these guys, but we'll go Perry out of house. Who was a better combine? Couple greats, couple goods. This is, I need to get a song for this. Cue it up live. Blind picking with C for All right, so that's going to be, we want to go with the Ohio State guy here in the second round. Jonathan Perry, I'm going to guess he's probably 73, 74 in that range. Maybe not a dev trait. Combine's not that great, but no, there we go. Number 39, true value at 64. No dev, but should have a decent rating. Enough to give us some decent depth behind Lane Johnson. We put in work in this draft. We ended up also getting Devin Donald, a 73 hidden dev guard, so there's some insurance if we lose Mekhi Becton or Landon Dickerson. We got Victor Wilkerson, 76 hidden dev tight end out of Miami, which gives us depth for Dallas Goedert. I moved Perry from left guard to right tackle, and his rating went from 74 down to 73, but still happy with that as it gives us Lane Johnson insurance. And then we have Darius Thomas, who is an incredible playmaker on the defensive front. Again, built like a nose tackle, but the athletic profile of a 3-4 pass rusher, which is exactly what we need him to be. But we're going to move into right defensive end. He's going to take over that Milton Williams spot. So he goes from a 77 D tackle down or up. Ooh, down to a 75. Still a beast. Not worried about it. Remember how I made a series where it's we lose a game, we lose a player, and then for our first year, we just won every single game? Well, the powers of be must have heard it, because we start this season against two juggernauts that are very difficult. One is the juggernaut of all juggernaut to kick off the regular season. Thursday night prime time. At least it's at home as we raise the banner. But the Kansas City Chiefs want to make us start 0-1 and expose our roster to the wheel. Not the wheel. Oh, no. Well, that's not what you want to see. 22-20. We fall flat, and Mahomes didn't even take the game over. That's inexcusable. If you lose to the Chiefs and it's because Mahomes gets 4, 5, 6 touchdowns, cost of doing business. When he does not have a big game, you cannot lose. All right. Come on, punter. Come on, punter. Let's see punter. And it's Dallas Goedert. Well, I'm sure there's no way possible that Travis Kelce and Dallas Goedert combined to make the Kansas City Chiefs even more overpowered. Right? Right, guys? So after our loss against the Chiefs, we are on a tear. As in week 2, we get a win. Week 3, we get a win. We're both Hurts and Nakobe Dean getting player of the weeks. And week 4, Quinyon Mitchell getting defensive player of the week. We haven't lost. Jalen Hurts, another player of the week performance. Nolan Smith gets there in week 7. Week 9, Jalen Hurts, again, NFC offensive player of the week. And after our team, I mean, this is a big one here against Dallas, but after our team tasted defeat early against the Chiefs, they're like, we don't want to lose anyone. We like Dallas Goedert. Actually, we like Dallas Goedert. We didn't want to get rid of him. So, all right, we're not going to lose again for the rest of the year. But then we got the 6-2 Dallas Cowboys at home. And you know, there's always going to be shenanigans to the Cowboys, but not today. But look at this stretcher. Beat Cowboys 35-13. You get Harbaugh and the Chargers. That's always a tough out. You know they're going to play you ugly. Then you get the Cowboys again, 6-4 on the road as the 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles. You know they're going to open up that stupid window, try to burn the eyeballs out of our starting quarterback with the sunlight. And we're just not losing. Week 15, Bucks 10-3 has been our closest to tasting defeat. We are 13-1. So, yeah. God bless Dallas Goedert, but him getting sacrificed to the wheel really galvanized the offense here, especially the rookie tight end that we brought in. It's just like, actually, I'm just going to be the best playmaker on this team. Don't worry about it. But if we are going to lose another player this year, it is going to have to take someone taking down one of the best teams in NFL history, the 16-1 Philadelphia Eagles. We got the Commanders up first. All right, let's see what they can do. And I mean, for this series, fellas, if this is something you guys want to see continue, always open for refining. Like, if this should be something where when we trade a player, we take the worst, like clearly the worst offer that's on the board, or, you know, do we trade the player that to the team that beat us for like a pick or like their worst? I don't know. I kind of felt in my mind, first of all, not a great scope, the fact that we've only had one L. But if this does turn into something where, oh, wow. 16-1 and done. But going 16-1 in the regular season, losing at home to those goddamn Commanders. No Jalen Hurts excuse here today. Gotta bring up the wheel. All right, so after landing on tight end, I'm going to keep it on there. I feel like, why not? just completely, deplete our depth if we get to it, and then we just, okay, great. For losing 16-1 and getting cheese out of the first round, we have to say goodbye to Jake Elliott. Instead of the Commanders, there's an upgrade. Give me your worst draft pick. The Commanders did not go on to win the Super Bowl. Nice. Well, for all of you that might have been worried that me having salary cap turned off means I'm just going to be able to keep everybody, this is back-to-back years our top free agent. I can't afford to. They just don't want to come back. Milton Williams last year said, nah, I'm good. Cam Jurgens, it's not a gigantic loss in terms of base overall, even though he is the true successor to Jason Kelce. He hit me with the, nah, I'm good. Yeah, right, like you turn your back on Coach Stout like that. Coward. So we lost Jake Elliott, the kicker, in the loss to the Commanders. We lost Cam Jurgens to free agency. We lost the great Lane Johnson to retirement. Now, the good news is the big star that we have lost to date through the rules of this challenge was Dallas Goedert, and we just replaced him with maybe the most electrifying tight end the league has ever seen, which is an absolute win. But the whole kind of point of this rebuild and of this challenge is that I can't just build that team and maintain that roster and just kind of use that to go to the Super Bowl. Almost theoretically, we're not going to lose one, two games every single year. It's going to be multiple losses that we have to make sure we hit on those draft picks, or else we're just going to be treading water the entire time. So luckily, nothing too crazy, especially looking on the defensive side of the ball. We feel pretty good. However, offensively, if there's a good tackle, Lane Johnson, we're going to be looking for a center. Depth is never going to be a bad thing with this challenge. And yeah, we also need a kicker. So on the clock at pick 28, even though we did draft a depth tackle last year, only at a normal dev and with linemen not going up dev traits, I think that is probably where we want to focus our attention. We have Colin Monroe, who has C pass block, B run block. Not my favorite. On the other side, we have Paulie, who has A pass block, B run block, and we have double B's here on Crawford. So let's see Paulie. Only thing that would hold him back is if he has like 28 reps on the bench press. He's 29 reps. So that's usually not a dev trait play. Not a bad player, because he has the A, and I love chasing the A's. But you want an A with not dog crap bench press. So we got Niles Crawford here. His double B's. 6'6", 335, and he also says 40. You always go with the power. All things equal, especially when it comes to linemen. I love chasing the A's. And you know what? Maybe the guy with the A is a better true value, but I bet you this guy's a dev trait because of that gigantic bench press. And he does. So there's our Lane Johnson successor. Cam Jurgens walked in free agency, and 57 to the Niners and 59 to the Chiefs were the only two draft. They both look legit centers in the draft. So, sick. That's fine, because then if I have to pivot, I'm looking at what guard. If you're going with the argument like the smaller guards would probably kick in the center. Donnie Parsons is easily the smallest guard. A pass block, B run block, 6'3", 309. Bench press is terrible. Pretty good mobility. Come on. Come on! Just get out here with the picks that we need. We need a kicker. We had to replace Jake Elliott. And what do we have here? We have a B kick accuracy. Jeremy Werner, elite kick power. Kickers go in the third round. Good kickers go in the third round. We need to get 3 finds from this draft. And if this kicker is good, which he is, no, sometimes you do get the dev trait roll. We're good. We survived. We're ready for year 3. Rest of the draft, we had a second, third round pick. We got a 74 normal dev wide receiver from Washington State, but Warner 74, kicker, day 1 starter. Parsons 74. We're going to slide him inside to center, which could affect his rating. Maybe appropriately punished for trying to cheese the positions here around just a little bit, even though we clearly drafted this guy in mind out the gate to be a center. He goes from 74 down to a 73, but still has a dev trait. Day 1 starter. Same with Niles Crawford taking over at right tackle for Lane Johnson. We start year number 3. Even though like year 1 was kind of like a year 0, year 1, because we used the start today starting point. But we go on to Super Bowl. Doesn't really count as a successful one, but it does exist. Then year 2, we go 16-1. Unfortunately, one and done in the playoffs. But we've had so much success here. Haven't really felt the potential harshness of the pink slips going against us with the spin the wheel. And we need to do everything in our power to keep it that way here in year 3. As you look on both offense and defense, There is not a better team in the league than the Philadelphia Eagles yet again for the third straight season. Ooh, early loss to the Cowboys, 30-24. Oh. Ooh, an overtime loss. In a game where Dak played classic Dak. He throws 2 picks. You have got to win that game. All right, you can still see the leftover of Jake Elliott. Let's go kicker again, baby. Come on. All right. Mekhi Becton's gone. Now, in this instance, this is where drafting depth helps because we do have Devin Donald here. 22-78 with a star dev working out in our favor. It's still definitely a downgrade, and it makes Dallas Cowboys better. So it's a kind of a double whammy, too, when you're losing good players to teams within your division. So that's going to significantly help the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. And again, you get guard tackle flexibility for Becton. You can play multiple positions, multiple chances to make the Cowboys better and us worse. We were on a run again. I was thinking we might only be a 1L season. And then the Rams, off our bye, catch us rusty. Sleeping. 28-17, we fall on the road. It's more the same with the Dak game. Like, our defense is forcing turnovers. Our offense is not turning the football over, and yet we're coming out on the losing end. All right, so far, I don't want to jinx it, but so far, Goddard was certainly, and now luckily we drafted someone there. But it could be a lot worse. And just like that, we lost our highest rated player. Okay, we got Kenny Gainwell. Yeah. It's sad thinking about the day Saquon Barkley will no longer be a Philadelphia Eagle, even in this fantasy world. That's how good he was. You know what? That's what you want to see bounce back. We got the Texans, who we met in the Super Bowl. That's a rematch. And after losing Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts is like, okay, I got you. I'm going to go for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's my team again. You know who's probably happy about this? The receivers. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Like, oh, yeah, now we're going to throw the football. Cool. I said, this is going to get real hard if we start losing in bunches. Another L. The Baltimore Ravens. I mean, hell, we got the Niners this week. That's going to be tough. We're going to try and beat the Niners down. Oh. Just imagine. Jalen Hurts, you'd have just put Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry out there. Unstoppable. Luckily, we got Tanner McKee. Huh? You see Tanner McKee against the Cowboys last week in real life, huh? Sleeping giant. All right, we do have Bradley Cooper, not the Eagles super fan, but another one. But it is Tanner McKee's team. And now he needs to get this thing back on the rails so we don't lose the rest of our squad here. Let's go, Tanner McKee, you legend. We win, and he gets player of the week. If you know about Tanner McKee. God bless Tanner McKee. He got us a win against the 0-10 Cardinals, but then on the road against Seattle. You know, that's always been a very tough place for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let me go back to the wheel. Come on, just give me a win here. Give me punter. Okay, I think that's going to be Nolan Smith, unfortunately. And it is. We are sending one of the most athletic freak of natures on the defensive side of the ball to the Seattle Seahawks. Their McDonald defense head coach. Going to love this acquisition. We get another 7th round pick. We get another win over the Commanders. It needs to be said, Tanner McKee's 3-1 as a starter. Although we are now down. Look at the dev trade. When did he get this? Offensive player of the week. Got started to have offense. He's a legend. Okay, down Saquon Barkley, down Jalen Hurts in a matter of weeks. We are 3-1 with the Mormon Missile, Kenny G. I mean, we still got a really good team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we can't take too many more L's. Hello, we got a Player of the Week performance from CJGJ. Picking a fumble, 2 fumble recoveries. It is unfortunately a loss against the Bucks. Going back to the wheel. Punter. Punter. Come on, punter. Kenny G. What Kenny G did to do to deserve that? So with no more Kenny G, Will Shipley season. I mean, Will Shipley was almost like just outside of a 5-star recruit at Clemson for the brand as a former running back myself. All right. Can you be our Saquon? Can you be our Saquon, baby? The legend of Tanner McKee continues. We get 2 wins after the Bucks loss against a bad Titans and bad Jags team. And it sets up everything here. Week 18, 11-5 Eagles, 10-6 Dallas Cowboys for the NFC East title. Let's go, I mean, you should know by now. Tanner McKee at the link against the Cowboys. Unstoppable. Cooper DeJean, Defensive Player of the Week. That game wasn't even close. Who the hell is stepping up? Is it McKee just slinging as a day? Yeah, it is. Dak with a classic 3 interception performance. Tanner McKee, unstoppable. I mean, we're figuring this out, man. Will Shipley getting the job done. Getting the ball to our playmakers defensively. Jalen Carter, DeJean. We got pieces here. We can go on a run. We can get this Super Bowl. All right, we're going to need a little Tanner McKee magic here. First round of the playoffs. Look, he doesn't even get a headshot. He has to wear the helmet out there. Because, I mean, the fact that he went up dev trade, my plan as soon as we lost Jalen Hurts was like, we're going to have to trade the farm to go get ourselves a quarterback to try to get this Super Bowl. McKee going up dev trade. I mean, he's played well. He has a positive win-loss ratio. It's all about how's he going to play in the sim here. Well, that opening drive, we're just an unstoppable offense. And this is incredible, especially the week that we just had with Tanner McKee. Let's come in. Let's come in for one play. How good's the Mormon Missile? Look at him, man. Just 6'7". Looks like freaking dangly alien out there. All right. Feeling limitations there a little bit. We finished with positive. Okay, let's try this again. Red zone. Got this Wilkerson freak. Smitty. Looks almost... I mean, he's a beast. Talked about it in my post-game reaction to the Eagles beating the Cowboys. If you're a sicko and you consume all things Eagles and you watch the Eagles preseason game, you know Tanner McKee, who at one point in time was like almost a 5-star recruit. If you go back in like whatever year he came out, look at mock drafts from the beginning of the year. He was going in the first round. It wasn't his fault Stanford sucked. Look at McKee, almost 77% completion percentage, almost 300 yards. Outduels Jordan Love, and the Eagles are getting hot. We get the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round. That was Tanner McKee's first start, and we beat them. This time, we're back at the link. I like our chances. Put some respect on Tanner. What do we got to do to get Tanner McKee's face scan in the game? Opening drive, San Francisco not messing. Oh, no. There's a turnover. But look, Tanner McKee doesn't get phased by a turnover. Says, we're going to steady the ship. We'll go get some points here. So we're not shut out in the first half. We're going to get an insta score. And it's 10-10. I think we treat this like a Super Bowl. Every 3 chances in every sim. Because we got freaking Tanner McKee. And Will Shipley. Oh, there's a good block. Run him over, Wilkerson. Is that enough kick in the ass for them to go down? Unfortunately, have to settle for a field goal, which is not great. But I'll tell you what, man, we are just constantly going on drives here. Tanner McKee's a problem. Just like that. Got the Eagles. This Eagles offense, the backfield, held together with duct tape right now. Down to quarterback 3 and running back 3. 2 more wins away from getting a Super Bowl. Look at McKee again. 85% completion percentage. Are you kidding me? NFC Championship game, it's the Rams, who beat us earlier in the season and stole Saquon Barkley. So they have a backfield of Saquon Barkley, Kyren Williams. It's going to need to be, you know, all in on stop the run game. You know what? We say that. And if you're the Rams, you're terrified. You know it's all in to try to find a way to solve the puzzle. That is Tanner McKee. How are they going to stop McKee? That's all we got to think about. Don't worry about Saquon. Maybe he'll do us a solid and not try to tee off on us. But I think anytime we got our 3 opportunities to hop in, we're probably going to need to cash in all 3 to get to the Super Bowl. When you're Tanner McKee, you got to just quick, easy throws to your elite playmakers. Find ways to get Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Wilkerson the football. Rams say, all right, we're going to go. We're going to get a field goal. And we go, okay, I don't want to cash in another one so soon. I think we need to, because you get a not only are we getting a good slant call, we get the ball, I think, to start the second half. Come on, AJ. Do yourself! Oh, 6'6", Tanner McKee. What do we got? Oh, he hits. I don't know what that is, but he hits. Oh, he's going crazy. Crowd, he's electric. The roof went out the link when he started doing whatever that dance was. And we got just nothing going on here in the fourth. Our defense absolutely taking away Saquon Barkley and Kyren Williams. And Tanner McKee and the Philadelphia Eagles are NFC champions. And I don't know who's on the other side. I will hate if it's freaking the trio that we just created in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Derrick Henry. But the legend of Tanner McKee needs one more win. God. Of course that's who'd be in the Super Bowl. Well, does Tanner McKee want a chance to kind of become a legend? There will never be another Tom Savage. But there's a chance for a different stock. Because Tom Savage had the cannon of an arm. Tom Savage had like 92, 93, 94 throw power. We can work that. Tanner McKee has nothing going for him. I would say, like, this guy could be the next Tom Savage. The next, like, we do pink slips. Maybe he's our quarterback. Maybe we don't go for the quarterback that has some big speed, big arm. Maybe we go for a legend like Tanner McKee. He needs to get this Super Bowl. He needs to not only beat the team that stole Saquon Barkley away from us in the Rams in the NFC Championship game. Job's not done. He still got ops out there, as the kids would say. We got the Ravens who stole away Jalen Hurts. He knows all our secrets. Tanner McKee, become a legend. Got Lamar Jackson, who probably this time has 4 MVPs. And you got Tanner McKee. He's seen some things. Let's go. 0-0 for... Is this clock rolling? There's no timeouts. Oh my God, go, go, go. All or nothing. Missed opportunity there. I mean, what are we doing here? Take the 3. We're going to go throw it short. Check downs with McKee. And that's one of our... Defend the short pass. That's one of our 3. We only have 2 opportunities to hop in here in the second half. Like, first touchdown is going to win this game. Justin Tucker missed a 20-yard field goal Oh my God. For those that know Tom Savage, remember Tom Savage. Oh my God, we need a play. For those that remember Tom Savage, you know the Tom Savage play. You know this is a moment that Tom Savage says, we are going. This is exactly where he wants you. We're just going to. Oh, that better not be a 10-second runoff. Okay, we still got time. All right. If we had speed. Oh. All right, come on. Get the ball first. Come on. Tails. Tails never fails. How come they get to choose? What? Let me pick? I want to kick. Come on, fellas. Need you to do this. Going to overtime. If we get this field goal, we're going to win. Tanner McKee did it! Tanner freaking McKee. What a week. I decide to. The only way this happens is I decide I'm not going to re-sign Kenny Pickett. I'm going to let Tanner McKee be the backup for Jalen Hurts. And if we ever lose Jalen Hurts, let's have a little fun with Tanner McKee, kind of the topical name amongst Eagle fans this week. There's something. Something's in the air for this to happen in this video. Tanner McKee. Oh. And it would have been badass for him to hit the Tom Savage Hail Mary right there. Needed one more broken tackle by AJ. We just don't have the speed. Philly's not a great verts team. Maybe we could have got that to Smitty. That's it. We survive. That's how this rebuild's going to work. The end game of it is, can you survive? I'm going to be teams that the expectations is Super Bowl. It's almost going to be impossible to not win Super Bowls. And you just have to find a way to survive. And Tanner McKee is a survivor. 250, one touchdown, no pick. You got 50 yards from Shipley. Smitty. We got everyone kind of hate their defense. Did an outstanding job. Darius Thomas, who we drafted, only guy that got a sack. Proud of him, man. Proud. So that is how we're going to wrap up today's video. End up surviving the storm. Lost Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, Nolan Smith, Jake Elliott, and Tanner McKee says, actually, I'm a legend, and I'm going to go show everybody that I'm a legend. So let me know what you guys think about this series. Again, it's not something that I'm planning on doing for all 32 teams. It's not something that I'm planning on taking over YouTube with this brand new series, but I do think it gives a little bit of pink slippy in a rebuild format for teams that are really good and don't need regular realistic rebuilds. So I kind of feel like it's a fine little middle ground while I figure out what I want to do with pink slips. So I hope you guys very much enjoyed this series, enough so that you really want to see another team. And you let me know in the comment section below which team we should rebuild next with the challenge of if you lose a game, you lose a player. And there's no positives. There's no the positives of pink slips. In regular pink slips, you win a game, you win a player, you steal players, you constantly improve your team. We don't get that luxury here because it's supposed to make it harder. And Tanner McKee laughs at our challenge. He says, you need to make it much harder because I just won you the freaking Super Bowl. So that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, let me know in the comment section below which team you want to see rebuilt next. Helps out the channel and the video with the YouTube robots. And until next time, it's your boy C4. Say peace out, love ya. Have a good one.